Okay, welcome guys. Welcome. I'm just working out how to do this different setup. So it's only John tonight. There's only one John. Not John and John. The other John's in a upgrade. Let's call it that. So yeah, welcome guys. The normal setup. I do help you do your intuition. My intuition helps your intuition to read signs, symbols, things that are going on in your life, stuff like that. So I don't do general readings like draw me a card or stuff like that. So be descriptive, tell us what you want, tell me things that are going on, and detail it as much as possible. So then I can use your intuition. I can use your details and your words to find like blockages and that, or what the message is trying to tell you. So your inner being talks to you through symbology, through things that are happening in your life. So the inner and the outer work together. So it's like if you can see things that are going on in the outside world, if you can fix them on the inside, then they automatically sort themselves outside. So as you're asking comments, I'm not sure if the comments are coming up here just yet. I'm still trying to work out this system. We've switched back to Facebook Live, so someone try comment moderation. So what do we got? Nothing there. So I'm not sure the comments are coming up. I'm guessing people are commenting, but I can't see them. So let me try now. Okay, so if anyone's there, anyone that's on live now, can you comment? I don't seem to be getting comments. Any of your supporters? Okay, no. All right, I'm stuck on this one, getting the comments again. We keep switching different ones, but it doesn't feel like the comments are coming up. Let me try and switch over and see if I can see it on the other page. No, I'm not getting any comments here, guys. Sorry about this. We've been having trouble for the last 2-3 weeks. So, no comments. Why is that? All right, I'm stuck here. Sorry, guys. So see if anyone can comment now. I've just changed the comment moderation thing. No. All right. This is becoming a pain now. This happened last week when we were on Zoom, and now it's not happening on the live on Facebook. So, no, it's not working. Sorry guys, I'm really struggling with this now. Let me see if I can switch over to another page and see if I can get it on the Facebook page. Sorry, I'll be with you in a second. Alright, let me see. Spiritual events. So, where are we live? Okay. Alright, let's see if I can get the comments here. Okay, sorry, I've got the comments now. Okay, alright, here we go. So we've got, who we got? Tara Crocker. Just broken lifelong cycles. I now see my values and giving myself time. Busy life. Any insights for me, please? This is the ones we don't do, guys. We don't just do general insights, but if you want insight about something specific, then you can ask that. Just go, is there any insights about something? And that'll make it easier. But yeah, just the general insights. This is not the page we set this up for. This is actually helping people to read their own intuition and expand on their own intuition. Yeah, so there's, what we got? Just looking for more comments now. Sorry guys, I'm just working my way through this. I'll try it on my phone, it might be easier. Okay. Sorry guys, I'll be with you in a second. I'm not getting enough comments on this page. Okay, let me see. Now, okay, sorry. Okay, all right, here we go. That's better. Hi Belinda. Hi, Kate. Hi, Wendy. Sorry guys, I don't just do general guidance, but if you want guidance on some specific, if you're looking for a job and you're finding it hard, if you're, got health issues and stuff like that, I need descriptive words to help you find the blockages and help find what the message is. The intuition talks to us. We're supposed to be taught from within, and that's how our intuition talks. So we want to teach people here how to listen to their intuition, how to expand on it, and receive the messages that are coming through from habits, from blockages, from anything that's happening in their life, especially if you get reoccurring things. If you keep, even things that my car keeps breaking down, or I keep bumping my left elbow, and also other health signs. If you've got health issues and if you're trying to lose weight, some people are trying to lose weight and it's like they've tried all the diets and none of that works. So then we go to the mental, emotional, or spiritual issue. And a lot of weight issues for people are the word wait is the main problem. They're not waiting for their messages, or they don't have enough space around them, and so their bodies mentally they're saying I don't have enough space or I don't have enough time, and all the body hears is I don't have enough. And then no matter what more they do, they haven't got enough space. The body will just keep putting on more weight. And then I've had a few people where they go, I just say, push back and give yourself some more space, and within a week or two they start losing weight automatically. The body just picks up everything. Okay, so we've got Kate Manning. She wants to know if her back pain is due to energy, maybe blocked. So Kate, just tell me where the back pain is and what sort of back pain it is, like lower back, middle of the back, and what sort of pain it is, because most of the back pain is energy blockage, whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual. And if it's more on the left, if it's on the spine, but it's more over to the left or more over to the right, it can have chakra issues or meridian-based issues there. So yeah, if you give me a little bit more detail, that'll help. Yeah, guys, sorry again, just with the guidance, I don't just do general guidance. I help guide your intuition. So I want to hear your thing, what you want or what you need or what you think's happening, and your words will guide me to what your inner being is trying to tell you in the message. Okay, so Anna Phillips, I keep having accidents. All right, so what sort of accidents are you having, Anna? Is it car accidents? Is it bumping yourself? Give me a little bit more specifics on that. And they're really good ones. If you keep having accidents and they're similar type of accidents, there's usually a really good message in that. Hi, Wendy, trying to win lotto. It's like, stop trying, for starters. That's one of the words that the commands don't work if you say you're trying. And what are you wanting to win lotto for? So feel like with the law of attraction, what do you want it for? And then focus on that. You want to have more fun. You want to, be able to choose what you want to do, and focus on choosing what you want to do all the time, and focus on doing that as much as you can before you win the lotto. And then that energy comes up, and sometimes you will win the lotto. Other times you realize you don't even need to. Sorry. Clarissa, I haven't got nothing on that. Anything on why a guy has contacted me from 5 years ago. Often there is kind of a general message with that, Clarissa. Often that's just a message that that your past is reaching out to you. So it's like it's not specifically about the guy. It's kind of tell you that maybe there's something 5 years ago that you need to deal with that you haven't let go of. And then if you just ask that, does that feel light? So one of our main tools for the intuition makes us feel lighter. If it's light, it's right. If it's heavy, it's a lie, or the truth will set you free. So you go, is this a message about me letting go of something from 5 years ago? Or is this a message telling me that, I'm on the right track? And as you ask each of these questions, it feels lighter or heavier. And that can be a major part of it. But yeah, again, I'd have to explore more specifically with those questions. So, Dora Lindard, why do I struggle so much to stop smoking? So one of the things, we don't take commands. So if you tell yourself to stop smoking, it's like putting up a no fishing sign. You'll do the opposite. So one of the reasons you struggle to stop smoking, and a lot of people struggle, is the lungs and the lung meridian, which also is symbolic of the large intestine meridian. We store grief. The emotion that's stored on there is grief. And so there's something inside you knows that if I stop smoking, this grief will come up. And if the grief's so old you can't remember it, if a lot of people, if they go just stop smoking like cold turkey for about a week, though at different times through the day you'll be driving along and you just cry, you just spontaneously cry, and the old grief releases. So it's like there's a not wanting to deal with the grief is the main one. That's the emotional issue. And then the other side, if it's a more of a mental issue, it's you don't want to follow rules. So don't say, why do I struggle to stop smoking? Say, do I need to smoke? Do I, is it bad? It's only bad if you think it's bad. If you've got a balanced diet, then having one habit is not a bad thing. Your body can release anything. But if you're saying it's bad as well, and it's like, that's when it doubles down. Okay. Sorry, guys. Belinda Jane. She's having trouble connecting with spirit guides. Any guidance? So, when usually for this, I'm getting it's the same thing. It's we go for a stage after we've connected and that with them for a while, and they call it, it's 40 days, 40 nights in the desert. It's actually, you're not actually having trouble connecting with your spirit guides. You're having trouble connecting with them the way that you normally do. And it's like, so it's actually, it feels like you're more connected with them, but it's just natural and intuitive now. So you're not speaking to them or connecting with them or feeling in the same way, because they're getting you to, to trust your intuition more and to trust that you're connected with them all the time. So sometimes, like when I used to channel the masters and that at first, and then at times I was doing all this work and I didn't think I was channeling them, and then I checked in and said, you are, and it felt like just my higher self guiding me. But it's like, the more you do it, the more you connect with them, the more it seems like you don't connect with them, because you're actually connected with them all the time. And that's what it feels like. It's like they're guiding you to say, just trust your intuition more. Trust, does it feel light? That's right. So when you feel like doing something, does it feel light or heavy? If it feels heavy, there's a lie involved in it. If it feels light, then you go with it. If it feels light and heavy, then it's half a lie and half a truth. Okay. So Lars, I have a lot of pain in your left arm, very achy. Which part of the left arm? The upper part, the lower part, around the shoulder, elbow. It's the pain is it feels like it's muscular, and there's a lot of guilt there about doing what you need to do for yourself. It's like, I'm not sure if you're male or female, but yeah, the left side's generally got to do with females and spiritual issues. The right side's got to do with male and material physical issues. So, you're feeling guilty about doing what you want, and the arms have got to do with your daily practices, what you do on a daily routines or rituals, if you want to call them that. And so, the aching is the guilt stopping you from doing what you need to do for you on a spiritual on a daily basis, say meditation or just sitting quietly or, connecting within or something like that. And the guilt is stopping you from doing it. And then you feel guilty because you're not doing it, and then it's doubling down on that. I can go a bit further into it if you give me a bit more specifics on the aching and stuff. Okay, so Kate Manning, lower back, like pinching needle, and to each side also middle, some sciatica. Okay, so the lower back is usually about the navel chakra, and it's about following your feelings. And this is a common one, and this is my favorite one actually, because this is what started me on all this. The sciatica is when you're not listening to your feelings and you're holding on to the past, and you're telling yourself you can't do something, so you don't feel supported. So often, for most of us, it relates to money. I can't have enough time off, or I can't go, have a break and do this. It's all these things that you say I can't do, and it's like the sciatica and the pinching of the nerve is trying to tell you to stop telling yourself you can't. Start listening to your feelings. What do I want to do? Listen to it. When it pinches, you'll see this if you listen to it, guys. You'll think about doing something. Oh, I want to go for a walk over the beach, and you go, oh, I can't. I haven't got enough time. I've got to go to work. That's when you say I can't because of some reason, or it won't be allowed, or my husband won't like it, or my boss won't like it, or something like that. It's always about not following your feelings, and because it's the navel chakra, it's about feelings, about pleasure, like having fun, relaxing, enjoying yourself. So that's why it's the sciatica. And if the left, I'm not sure if it's the left or right side sciatica, but it'll tell you more. If it's the left side, it's more about following the creative, feminine, spiritual feelings. If it's the right side, it's you're thinking you can't do things physically because you haven't got money, you can't buy a house, can't have time off, things like that. But if you pay attention, when it grabs on, Just pay attention to what you were just thinking about just before that. And then you'll go, okay, what was I thinking about? What did I say I can't do? Oh, I thought I wanted to have the day off work. And then I go, oh, I can't because I've got to pay the bills. So then you go, okay, what? And then think about going, okay, what if I did that? And imagine doing it. And if you imagine doing it and genuinely imagine doing it, the pain will go away straight away. And this, I've worked with this one with many people many times, and it's like it's quite remarkable. But it's like it is a tricky one, and it's like, but it's your soul going. You want to have more fun, you want to enjoy yourself, and you're telling yourself you can't because of whatever reasons, money, time, things like that. Okay, so and welcome everyone. It's my birthday today. Actually, I'm 50, so happy birthday to me. So yeah, the other John, who's normally on here, he's going through some stuff at the moment. He's just got a big download, so I'm doing it solo tonight, so we haven't got as much joking around. Sorry, it's hard to joke by myself. Okay, what do we got? Diana, I think it is. Been feeling a lot of tension in the right shoulder blade and the hip and kidney area. Spiritually, what do you think this means? So right shoulder blade, hip and kidney area. I'm guessing you're saying all the right side. So this is all the past guilts about male and about your physical material. It's all more about male. So you're limiting yourself, but it's limitations from the past. So the hip, you're not following and being flexible, and the kidney is the fear is the thing that's stopping you. So kidney and bladder meridian in the Chinese medicine relate to fear. So when we have fear, the kidney meridian or the kidneys will tighten up, and so the fear stores in those meridians. Just like anger stores in the gallbladder and in the liver, and grief stores in the lungs, fear stores in the kidneys. So the fear is stopping you from, the right shoulder blade is actually about being flexible and following your heart. So this is that's heart chakra. We've got the hips and kidney, and it's the hip one is I feel like the hip one is different. The hip one is actually just about being more flexible in your direction. So if it's the right hip, it's your physical material direction, and it all seems to relate to a male. You're telling yourself, you can't do this and you can't do that because a male might be a boss, might be a husband, might be you've got kids, you've got responsibilities, but you're bringing all these limitations in from the past. So it's like, I can expand on that, but I'd have to dig into it because we've got 2-3 different issues there. But yeah, it's all past issues that are limiting you from moving forward now and being more flexible. And the fear is the main thing that's the problem. That's why the kidneys are playing up. And you've got bladder issues if you've got a lot of fear. And it's like most of it is not yours. You're buying into it from the past. You're buying into it because male or something around you is you're believing that he won't like it or he won't let you or something. So, okay. All right, so we've got Beverly French now. Beverly, this is an interesting one. I have this feeling of being drunk or hungover come over me. And no, I have not been drinking. My sugars are fine, feel very dizzy, like I will be sick. Never do though. Can't be pregnant either. Okay, so the drunk one, I'm not quite sure if it's just the dizziness. Often the dizziness is the vortexing, and you're opening up. Your chakras open up, and when our chakras open up and we raise to a higher dimension, higher level, that can cause temporary dizziness. But it's a positive dizziness if we can just sit in that and breathe through it. It actually expands us, and you can expand to the dimensions where you can see the masters if you've got enough courage and you're ready for that. So often that can be the dizziness. Or the opposite side is true. You're trying to think when you should be in your feeling. So and that's the feeling. So the feeling sick part, the vomiting. This is another one of our favourites. So this is when we feel sick. It's like feeling heavy. The vomiting is telling inside you're saying there's a problem. Say with the dizziness, there's something bad, but the dizziness is something good. And it's like, and you're thinking, oh no, it's bad. I'm getting dizzy. I'm like low blood pressure or something like that. But the dizziness is actually the opening up, and you're actually opening up to higher dimensions, to the third eye, or the crown chakra is opening up. And if you can just sit and breathe through that, breathe deep into the belly and just go, okay, interesting. What else is possible? What if I'm expanding here? And use those words, what if? And then it's like, so the sickness part is telling you that when we get sick or we want to vomit, we have a thought or a feeling that we want to do something and we say we can't or it's bad, it's actually something good. The sickness is telling you that it's not true, that you're fine, but then we think the sickness confirms the dizziness, and it gets really tricky. It's like, say you want to do something, you go, oh, I can't do that, and it's your inner guidance trying to tell you to do it, and you come up with some reason, like I wanted to go home and listen to my music one time, and my flatmate was always there, and he didn't like my type of music, and I said I can't go because he was always there, and then I got that sick feeling and I nearly threw up, and then it's like, and I go, no, what am I doing? And I went home and he wasn't there, first time ever. And it's like, and I was thinking, I was getting dizzy, I was getting all that. So you're getting intuition, you're getting guidance, and the dizziness and the sickness is resisting the guidance. And it's like, okay, so just say, okay, I'm listening to this guidance more. I'm getting it more and more. I'm listening to it, slow it down, breathe deep, just go, okay, breathe deep, receive it more and more, receive it more and more. It's really good stuff that you're resisting coming in. The dizziness and the sickness is resisting the guidance. And it's like, because it can get freaky when your third eye opens and your crown opens, you start raising up through dimensions. It's like stuff starts to change. So just go, breathe through it and just go, okay, yeah, it's a bit freaky, but breathe deep into the belly. Yep, I wonder what else is possible. I wonder what else. And, I think you'll be very amazed what will happen. It's like, okay, all right, so, okay. Okay, so Colleen, that's interesting. Colleen, I think it is. She's saying, any insight on my lack of a partner in my life, thank you. My ex-partner, I feel like, is playing me like a fish, reels me in and pushes me away. That's the problem right there, Colleen, I think it is. The lack of partner is because you're allowing, one reason is you're allowing the ex-partner to reel you in and push you away. And so that's one reason. So you're still looking at that relationship. While you're looking at that relationship and working on that, you're not going to get a new one. It's like, the fact that you're reeling in. So if he's not right for you, and I'm not saying he is or isn't, if he's not right for you, you've got to decide inside you and say, okay, no more. I'm cutting that off. As tough as it is, I'm just going to cut it off, and I'm just going to get back to me, focus on me and get strong in me, learn what I needed to learn from that. What were his strengths and what were my strengths, and learn what you needed to learn. Because in a duality relationship, we opposites attract. So we get someone else that's got the strengths or the things that we want, and we've got what they want. And if we learn it off them, learn their strengths and incorporate them in ourselves, then we can actually grow together and go into what I call a co-creative relationship. In a co-creative relationship, you get someone who's, that you're both working on yourself, so you're not getting the opposite. But even if got someone with the opposite strengths, if you're more fun and they're more, focused and hardworking, you learn how to be a little bit more focused and hardworking, and they learn how to be a bit more fun, then the relationship will grow. But if one person does it and the other person doesn't, this is why relationships break up. Also, with him reeling you in and pushes you away, this is quite natural. This goes to all women. This is quite natural for guys. It's like the pushing you away is, they're scared of their feelings. They're not pushing you away because of them. And if you can understand that, it's like, he's pushing you away because, he's scared of, opening up. If you don't take it personally, don't say it because of you, just say, he doesn't really want to push me away, but he doesn't know how to deal with these feelings. And if you open up too much, if you're held back and he reels you in, so you're saying he reels you in, so you've cut off from him, and then he reels you in, and then all of a sudden you open up, and it's like, this is where the old saying, treat them mean, keep them keen, comes from. Nobody likes to be smothered and with neediness, and we can often, as someone's holding back, and all of a sudden we realise we're in a relationship and we open up, and that feels and is misidentified as needy, and it's like, so if he's reeling you in and you want to do that, there's not a problem. But when you go back there, pretend like you're still not fully open to him, and he'll keep being in that inviting, reeling in energy. It's more like, because you think, oh, okay, he's open, and then he feels all the energy coming his way, and then he freaks out about that and misidentifies that as needy and everything else. And this is very, very common. I really want to do a whole series on relationships, because it's quite fun when you get into it. I've done some workshops with it. So, so that's, there's two parts there. One is maybe he's the right one and you're misidentifying the reeling in and pushing out, as like him doing that to you, but that's what he's doing inside himself with his own masculine and feminine. He sort of, connects with it and pushes it out. So if you can see that that's going on in him and not about you, then you can work through that very easily. Otherwise, you just got to cut it off and go, okay, so I've got to cut off that and not allow myself to be drawn back in, and then sit in that for a moment and then go, okay, what do I want out of a partner? But you're not going to get a new one while you keep buying into it. Okay, so Donna Mann, I want to know what the next step to keep developing my intuition is. Is it within a mentor course? It's all of these things. That's your intuition will tell you. It's like but the basic language feeling of intuition. So in the gut, in the energy feeling, or you can just if it's light, it's right. The intuition, everything is light, it's right. If it's heavy, it's a lie. So there's that's how the intuition speaks. And so you've got to slow down and go, does that feel light? So I feel like I should go down to the shops now. Does that feel light? Does your energy expand? Does it feel light and easy? No. Okay, so then you go, okay, but there's the feeling of going to the shops, but then what if I feel like going down in half an hour? And then that feels lighter, and that's what we go with. So it's quite tricky because when we're in duality, we're programmed in this world that anything real is hard and everything else. So the lighter something is, the more our intuition tells us that's what we've got to do. If it's something really good and like a job or a change of life, it'll feel so light it doesn't even feel like anything. And so with the question, is it within? First of all, that's definitely what it is. Intuition means being taught from within, inner tuition. And that's the real thing. Otherwise, you're going to give your power away. So even if you go to a mentor and a course, you've got to constantly check, does that feel light? Does that feel heavy? Because, a lie is heavy, and a lie will trap you, and the truth will set you free. And that we often in this world of crazy advertising and that, we get these infinite truths and, financial freedom will make your life more fun. But you'll only get it at the Commonwealth Bank. That's the lie. The truth opens you up, and especially if it's an infinite truth like that. And then they try and slip the lie in at the end. But you've got to get it this way. That's what marketing and everything is about. I studied this stuff many years ago, and it's insidious to see it sometimes. So yes, a mentor does feel lighter than a course, but it's really develop the intuition from within. It's like, the intuition that guides you, it feels light. So anything that feels heavy, if you feel vomiting, one of our tools, we call it every pain is a lie. So we get a pain and we say there's something bad. The pain is there to tell us that it's not something bad. The pain tells you that when you say it's bad, there might be something that's balancing out, there might be something that's changing. Then when we say it's bad, that causes the pain. There's a restriction in the meridians, there's a restriction in the flow. So we block it by making it bad. And that's what causes the pain. So an intuition is the only way to go. So go in first, and then from the intuition, if you get looking at mentors and courses can work. But if you go back over the lives we've got on here, this is what all our shows are about. There's 100 lives we've got here. You go through them and, we're teaching intuition every week. There's so much of it free. So it's like, the mentors are good, but only if you're checking in internally. I'm really, over and over again, they're saying, you're looking for the mentor and that, but you won't do it properly until you start going, okay, so I've got to trust my intuition. I've got to trust, does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? And then when you're looking at a mentor and go, mentor, does that one feel lighter? So pick 3 more mentors out and go, which one feels lighter? Pick 3 courses out, which one feels lighter? And then what about not doing it? Does that feel lighter again? And when I say feel light, if you can't feel the energy or your aura expand or your energy expand, just look at the body. Does it sit up a little bit straighter? Does your head go up? Does your shoulders go back? Just a little bit. And you can do it with, play with your kids, guys, if you got this, tell your kid a lie and you watch him hunch over, just, and, tell him the truth and watch them open up and do it. You can do it with yourself. Just, even if you know you're lying, you'll feel your shoulders, you'll feel yourself crunch down a bit. It's quite fun. It's playful. Okay. What have we got now? So Sasha's got difficulties with her boss, whether to walk away or whether it's worth trying to engage and hope to move the situation forward. I'm getting a yes on both. It's like, it depends how. So if you can't pull back and not buy into his game playing, then you're better to walk away. But it is a perfect opportunity to do this exactly the same thing. It's like if you align and agree with something or you resist and react, we hold it into place. So, to change the world, to change anything, we have to go neutral and choose something different. So if fighting against something holds it in place as much as like fighting for something. So it's like if you want to change something, you don't fight against it or for it, you just do something different. So if your boss is like, pushing you around and bossing you, and then you resist and try and stop him, that's going to make him do it more. And then if you're the other way and you just ignore it all the time, that's also buying into it. So you just go, not my problem. So when he says something, you don't say this out loud to him, obviously. You just go, not my problem. Oh, that's interesting that he's trying to manipulate me. That's interesting that he's trying to do that, and just watch it and don't react. The reaction is what they run off. That's why, the difficulties that you're having with the boss, name the difficulties. So tell me what the difficulties are if you can on a message. Say, that he's being bossy, or like he's like, on my back all the time or something else. So this will be a good one. If you can name what the difficulties are, the way he's being difficult, this will be fun. Okay. All right. So Elizabeth, she has psoriasis on her feet and finding it hard to control. Any tips? Okay. So remember, guys, there's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual reasons for most of these things. So, the physical reasons, psoriasis on the feet, take care of that first. Don't always jump to the spiritual and that. But if you're having trouble and the doctors and the other stuff aren't working, then you move on to these things. So psoriasis is the skin, and it's about, skin issues are generally about feeling unworthy or inadequate. And so you're feeling unworthy or inadequate if you're saying your feet, so I'm guessing it's both feet, your direction, where you're going in life, both personally, like spiritually and materially, you're feeling unworthy or inadequate about it. So you might be it feels like you're going on the right path, but you don't feel worthy of that. It's too good for you. And this is the ego tells you this. This is not you. This is like not feeling worthy or adequate, or you've got a big path, you've got a lot in front of you, and you don't feel like you've got enough to cope with that. So it's like the skin is saying you're feeling unworthy or inadequate, but you are not. The message is you are worthy and adequate. And so there's a little bit more to that. If you give me a little bit more detail on where the psoriasis is, on the top of the feet, on the soles, and if it's showing up in between the toes and that more, because there's some meridians and that we can tap into to get a little bit closer on that. But just say, whatever your spiritual and physical direction is, whatever your direction and path you're going in life, just say, I am worthy of this, and I have got everything I need to do it. If it's big, if you're finding feel like you've got a big path ahead of you, family, job, and everything else, just say, yep, it looks big, but God never gives me more than I can handle, so I must have enough to be able to handle this. Okay, so Kerry Addison, I've had resentment, anger, and aggressiveness has been brought up in cards. I thought I had dealt with these. Any suggestion? Thank you. So these things, these negative emotions, God didn't create negative emotions. God didn't create anything negative. Man created them. So we pick them up and buy them. So it doesn't feel like it's yours, Kerry, but it's become yours. You've bought into it. So you've stored it. So the resentment stores in the bones, and it's like if you get a lot of resentment stored up in the bones, you'll have, you might have a motorbike accident like I did and break your femur in half to release the resentment. You're resenting, like, it'll show up in the bones, resentment, and it'll get achy bones. You can break your bones easy when you've got too much resentment build up. That's where it gets stored. The anger and aggressiveness, that's the liver gallbladder, and it's like the anger is usually you getting angry that you're not doing what you want to do. It's your liver's the general, the governor. It's supposed to guide you, and you're supposed to do what you've got to do. And so what it feels like is you've stored a shitload of anger, a shitload of resentment. So, but it's not yours. But then it's going to start causing health issues. It'll get to the point where you start breaking bones really easy, or your bones will get brittle and stuff like that. So it's like you've got to return to sender. Like, that's not my anger, but it's now functioning as your anger. So it's been brought up in the cards. So you thought you had dealt with it, and you had, but you're still carrying other people's anger. You're still carrying their anger at you or their resentment towards you. You've dealt with yours, but you haven't. And so you let yours go and you forgive them. Don't take on their anger. It's like, they might be projecting it at you, but you don't take it on. It's like, if you've dealt with yours and forgiven yourself, then forgive everybody else who has anger towards you or resentment towards you. Forgive them and say, that's between them and God. I'll deal with mine. And it's like the feeling is that you've dealt with it mentally, you've dealt with it emotionally, but it hasn't released yet from the body. And so so the answer is yes, you have dealt with it, but it's actually got to release out of the body. And that the way that releases is generally through forgiveness, or just return to sender. It's not mine to deal with. I've just got to work on me. It's a little bit tricky, because there's something in there that's not allowing you to do this, and you know how to do this. So I'd have to sort of like look at more of a reading with that, or get more information. Okay. So why do I keep getting signs of my ex? Again, a lot of this stuff, all of us are getting the past to this time of introversion, this time of the great pause, as they call it. It's for us to look inwards and to let go, and if you are getting signs of your ex, there's something you need to let go of. Either forgive them, or often when we break up from a relationship, we break up and we just focus on all the bad stuff, because we need to, because we don't know how to unplug the chakras, unplug the cords, without making it bad. But then we forget about all the good things. So remind yourself of the good things, remind yourself of what you did like, what did work, and basically, forgive them, and forgive them and forgive yourself, because it's an ex, there's some reason it didn't work. So if they're blaming you, forgive them. That's between them and God. If you're holding any negative emotions towards them, it's basically, if you don't do that, you're going to take the same pattern into the next relationship. That's why you're getting signs of your ex. You've got to clear it. You've got to get to the forgiveness. You've got to get to the allowance, see the good things, see the bad things, see what you want, forgive them, let them deal with their stuff between them and God. Get rid of the negative emotions you have about them, or about yourself, or about the situation, and, find what you did, why did you like him? What was the qualities he had, that you didn't have, basically, and try and embrace those qualities in you now, so you don't have to find another one with the same qualities. So it's like, otherwise it's trying to say to get the good out of it. It's not actually about him directly. It's about reminding yourself the good stuff, and forgiving and moving on. Forgiving doesn't, if they've done something wrong, forgiving doesn't mean condoning it or making it right. Forgiving means let it go. That's between them and God. It's got nothing to do with me anymore. And also remind yourself of the qualities you had, and remind yourself that you've got them now, so you don't do them in the next relationship. It's like, otherwise, if you don't clear them, we take the same patterns in and we find someone else that looks completely different, it sounds completely different, and all the same issues come up again. Okay, so Mel Coleman, is everything happening to me happening to make a new path, or am I on a downhill slope feeling lost? Okay, a little bit more detail about what's happening, but is everything happening to me happening to make a new path? That's generally what's happening for most people. Everything's happening to make a new path, but what you do is stop. Just stop. Everything's happening to you because you're not stopping. It's like, yes, there is a new path, but it doesn't have to be a totally new path. It could be just a variation on the path you're on now. And the downhill slope is because you're trying to fix things. So if everything's falling apart, just stop and wait for some intuitive, wait for some inner guidance. If you can't get a message, this goes for everyone, guys, if you can't get a clear hit on which way to go or what to do, don't move. Just stop. Just go, okay, all right, just sit, watch it for a moment, let it all come down, and then just feel. So what does feel like? That doesn't feel light. That doesn't feel light. That doesn't feel light to go that way. Okay, so then wait. Okay, and just ask the universe, show me a sign. Which way do I need to go? And as soon as you ask that, pay attention, because it usually shows up straight away. It might be an ad, it might be, you know, something you look over the kitchen, you'll see the name on a box, or you'll see the name. When we ask for a message, and if we're available to it, the message will come straight away. The new path is a yes and a no. It's the downhill slope. They're both a yes and a no. It is trying to get you to make a new path, but not a completely new path. Just a new path in the way you're doing things. So some of the old stuff has to go, and some of the new stuff. The downhill slope is you're still trying to work it all out yourself. You know, that's the feeling lost. You're feeling lost because you're not connected with God, you're not connected with Spirit, and it's like trying to work it all out ourselves. You know, they say, you know, man plans, God laughs. You know, how do you make God laugh? Tell him your plans. So it's like, you know, what feels light? How do I connect with God? How do I feel that? It feels light. It feels easy. And it's like, and it's difficult because we've been planning for so long. You know, when we stop this, it's like stopping a freight train. So it's like it takes a bit of practice, guys. It's not really that easy. So Lars again. So her left arm's aching, all of it, mostly the upper. So this is, yeah, it's female. So it's issues with females. So letting go, you know, the weight of carrying, you know, I don't know if you're a female yourself, but or your mom or whatever. It's like the numbness and the deadness is actually, you know, you're not doing what you need to do spiritually and for yourself on a daily practice. And when I say spiritually, guys, it doesn't have to be meditation, or it doesn't have to be yoga or something like that. You know, just, you know, being thankful for your food, praying over your food, being, you know, this is all part of our spiritual path, just being gratitude in general. And it's like, and do it on your daily practices. It's like you're not doing what you want to do on a daily basis that's going to work for you, and you're using either yourself or some other female as the excuse that, you know, they won't like it, they, you know, they won't let me do it. And that might be partially true, but if you just start doing it, maybe it's actually both of you. You know, if it's like, you know, my mum, my wife, or whatever, she won't like it if I do this. It's like, you know, and then you start doing it, and all of a sudden it turns around because they see that, and then they start doing what they want to do. So it's yeah, it's very symbolic, that one. Okay. Jay McNinney. Hi, I'm new. I'm Jay, and I'm scared with my love life boyfriend cheating, but I'm in a chair, 23 years old. I'm going to have a knee replacement soon. When it's safe, will I walk again and be a woman finally walking again? Right, dead side. All right, okay. So there's a couple of issues here. The chair thing, you can. I'm getting a yes, you can, but you've got to work on it, on the symbology of what it's meaning. So the right dead side, so that this is your physical material. This is why this is your masculine side. This is the male. This is why you've got the scared of the boyfriend cheating on you and stuff like that. So it's like, so the right dead side is your physical and the masculine. So the fear and that of the cheating, this all feels like it's coming up from past life stuff. So it's like, you know, there's the fear of the cheating is that you're not feeling good enough, and the fear of him cheating is that he's not going to cheat, because the fear's there is telling you he's not going to cheat. But if you stay in that fear and keep thinking that, eventually you'll make him. And it's like, and the right side is about your like physical direction and material direction as well. So it's, again, I can't really go much more into that, Jay, because it's quite complex. It would take like half an hour or so to sort of delve into this a bit more. But we are doing readings by donation at the moment, guys. So if you click on the BQuest Wellbeing page, we're still just doing them by donation. So it's quite cheap and easy to get them at the moment. So you know, some of these things we really have to yeah. So that's the same one, Jay. So I'm just reading Jay. Depression, epileptic panic attacks. Yeah, my ex-husband was a cheater, and yeah. So it's like the scared of the cheating is the message that it won't. So I'll just deal with that. All the other stuff, it's way too complex. But if we keep having fear of something, then even if it wasn't going to happen, we're going to force that to happen because the law of attraction will make it happen. So it's like, your ex-husband cheated, and it's like, and you don't know why, and we don't know our karma, we don't know, it could have something to do with past lives or anything else, the karma. But the fear is trying to tell you that this one's not going to. But if you keep in that fear and you don't let it go and say, okay, that energy and that pressure of pushing against it will eventually, and take a while, it might take a couple of years, but you will make them do that. It's like, unfortunately, that's how it works. If we keep resisting something, if we keep pushing, then it just, we create it to happen. Okay, so yes, thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys. 50, yeah, big 50. Okay, okay, thank you. All right, so thank you. Happy birthday, John. Okay. So Melanie, super interesting. I've had pain down left side and left shoulder and around neck. Also seems like I'm stuck. No matter what I try, what insight would you give? So the stuck feeling is basically, that's your soul feeling stuck, and it's like, so it's down your left side. So this is female. This is you feeling stuck in your spiritual direction, in what you need to do. It's like, so the pain down the left side, so that's going to be gallbladder meridian, and the shoulders about being flexible in your daily practices, and then around the neck is like your communication with yourself. So your inner communication with your spiritual self is where you're feeling stuck, and so it's like you're not listening to yourself internally. You're not communicating with yourself, and you're not making the changes you need to make because of some reason you're telling yourself from the past, that can't do that, or that's not the right thing to do, or something else like that. So, and that's why down the left side, that's the gallbladder meridian. So this is going to build up anger and stuff like that as well. So basically, it's no matter what I try. So it's the trying part. It's like, stop trying. Don't try. Just stop and go inwards and go, okay, what is this message? What is it telling me? Why do I need to listen to myself? What am I stopping myself from doing? The pain is actually telling you that you're not stuck. The pain is actually telling you you're functioning from stuck. You're making yourself stuck by thinking you are, and you're buying into limitations, from yourself, or from, the female around you, your mother or something else, like their patterns and their habits are passing on. You say you're feeling stuck because you can't, do it because it'll upset your mum, or you can't do this, and this is all subconscious. It's another one that's quite sticky and tricky at the moment, because there seems to be some other things that are tied into it that are indirect, but the pain down the left side is telling you that whatever you're thinking, that you're stuck, that you can't do it, whatever you're thinking you can't do, that's a lie. The pain's telling you that you're not stuck, but you feel like you are. It's like, so just do what you want to do, basically, and change your daily practices, your spiritual, your feminine, creative practices, and just go, okay, I'm going to start changing it. I'm going to start doing it. I don't know how, but I'll just start making little changes each day. And as I said, the spiritual practices can be as simple as just being grateful and praying over your food and giving thanks for everyone that brought it to the table. So again, I'd have to delve in deeper. I'd have to talk with this. A lot of these things, one thing leads into another, guys, and they're sort of all intermingled, and so it's kind of gets difficult to sort of, when I sort of catch on one, and then it'll lead to another without talking to you, without actually being able to explore more questions with you. It gets quite difficult when these things are linked up. Okay. Okay. Just flicking through here, guys, just waiting for intuition to tell me which ones to read. Okay, so Karen Bennett. Most nights I go to bed with sore stomach, and I wake early hours with acid in my mouth. Already on meds. Can you give me advice, please? So the reflux, this is another one of my favorites, guys, because I've dealt with it for so long. The reflux is kind of like the vomiting thing. The reflux is you're thinking you're not digesting something. So there's an idea or a belief that you're not digesting. It's like, or you don't want to digest. And that's what causes it's the same as like if the symbology of the reflux is it's actually not going down, it's coming back up, but it's a belief or an idea that you don't want to digest, or you think you don't want to digest. So the meds are not going to help this. And if one of the things that you go to bed with a sore stomach, and the sore stomach is actually caused by worrying or overthinking. So you're worrying and you're overthinking, and now you're thinking you're going to have the acid in the mouth, so this is doubling up. So the stomach and spleen meridian get weakened by worry, and so now you're worrying about this, and that's doubling up, and that's causing reflux. And it's like so, and the medication, if it's like an antacid type medication for the reflux, most of the time, guys, that's going to make things worse, because the stomach acid can't burn your esophagus, can't give you that burning sensation. What happens is the large intestine acid sneaks up past the stomach acid, and that's what burns it, because otherwise, it would burn all the time every time we swallowed food. So what happens is actually our stomach acid gets low, and because you're worrying, and so instead, if you can, I don't know if it's just basic medicine that you can get off, and I'm not saying do it, but if it's just like an antacid type medicine, swap it over. So before you go to bed, to get the acid to go down, have apple cider vinegar. Have a shot, 30 mils of apple cider vinegar, or if in the day, if you get a little bit of it, have a shot, and that will actually increase the stomach acid and push the other stomach acid back down. And you're getting low stomach acid because you're overthinking, over worrying, and now this has now compounded it. So now you're worrying about this thing, which is the result of worrying too much in the past. And so it's the low stomach acid that's the problem. It's not so we take antacids to reduce the stomach acid, which does kind of work temporarily, but it just makes the problem go on and on, because it's we're not actually dealing with most of the time the real problem is there's not enough stomach acid there. So try the apple cider vinegar. It's really freaky at first if you've got and you can do this. You can do it with normal vinegar too. It's not as good, but you're getting a bit of burning, and it's like psychologically, I'm going to take more acid, but you do it, and within like 10 to 30 seconds, it calms down, it goes away completely, and it's like I did this. So many guys down the pub used to say it all the time. I'm like, try it. They've had it for years, and as soon as they do it, it settles it down. So it's like, but the main problem is worrying and overthinking. That's what's part of the reason it's causing low acid. Okay. All right. So Therese, she'd appreciate advice to learn about the third eye. So the third eye is it's like science says it's got rods and cones in it, just the same. It goes through to the pineal, and it's it's how we connect psychically. But it's like the third eye is our intuition, our feeling. So one of the ways you can do it, and you can start, most of us get this there's a phone call, just before the phone rings, we think of somebody, right? And then it rings, and it's like, we pick up people's thoughts and that. So what it feels like, you want to learn about it because you're actually really good at it. The feeling is that you're actually really good at the third eye, and you already know about it, and that's why you want to learn about it more. So the third eye, if you're sensitive and you've got a lot of feeling, you can actually feel it, close your eyes and focus up there. That's what the pyramid symbol is. The third eye is the top of the pyramid symbol. So these two eyes kind of feel like they look up inside to this point here, from the inside up, and then you can feel a pressure, and sometimes it actually literally feels like an eye opening or closing, and then that allows us to pick up thoughts and everything else more, but it feeds back to the middle of the brain, to the pineal gland. So just close your eyes, look up there, and say, what does it feel like for my third eye to open? And if you do it right, it'll just feel like there's a warmth or an opening or whatever else there. But the main thing is to ground and connect in the heart first, trees, because it's psychic, and it can get mixed up if you go into the astral plane and stuff like that. There's just much mixed up stuff there. So, but if you're grounded in the heart and the base, then you do it from there. Then you can explore and you can go shooting out through your third eye. There's all sorts of fun stuff to do, but you need to be grounded in the heart and centered there, so that keeps you safe if you do go out exploring on the astral plane or anything else. So it's, but yeah, the grounding in the heart's the main part. But yeah, it's quite a big course to learn about the third eye, so it's not something we can cover in a couple of minutes, guys. Okay. So yeah, so and guys, if we're doing the readings at the moment, normally the other John's on here with me, but he's busy tonight. So you can go back through all the old videos. We've got a whole over a year's worth here, and there's all of them there. They're on our BQuest Wellbeing page, and you can, we're covering this stuff every week. So I mean, a lot of people are asking about courses and that, and I guarantee you, if you listen to all these videos, that'll be like a 3-month course, and you'll really sort of start to see, how these things reflect. Somebody will come on and ask a question, and it usually relates not just to that person. It usually relates to 4, 5, 6 people who are on the show. Kate Gray, my question: are you single? Yes, I am single, Kate. And I'm in Melbourne lockdown, so it's really not fun at the moment. Okay. So what do we got? So yes, looking wise in my glasses. Somebody said, well, normally I don't. The other John normally reads, so I don't usually need them on. So, but yes, I need them for reading. So the 50 is having an effect on me a little bit, I think. Okay. Yes, there is only one John. The other half is actually in the room, getting downloaded, going through a massive transition right now. So yes, and I get to do this is my birthday live special show. So, okay. Sorry guys, we don't do general readings. Just cover that again. This is more about intuition, helping your intuition grow and helping you to read through your intuition. So we don't just do the general stuff. Okay, so thanks Elkie, thanks Mel. Okay, yeah, so Lars saying yes, that was correct. She's too busy looking after everyone else, and that's the problem. And it takes, looking after people. I do this work in service to other people. It's not about serving other people. It's about receiving for myself and then showing them and being the example and being the change. If you're looking after everyone else, you're not actually doing them any real justice, because you're just enabling and allowing them to, keep going with their excuses and following their fears and stuff like that. So, sorry, Jay, the walking after the op, I can't really get any further on that, because there's a yes and a no. There's stuff you've got to do. There is a possibility for it, but you've got to work on the internal and work on the messages first, and make sure you've receive and accept the messages, and then it is a possibility. But if you keep looking at all the outside and looking at everything else, then it's not. And if it does work, it'll be temporary. So you've got to look inwards and say, okay, what are these messages? How do I see them? Even if you don't know them, go, are these messages, what is it trying to show me? I'm willing to hear, even if I don't know. Help me find it more and more, and just keep repeating that, and then keep your eyes open. Pay attention to everything that pops up, ads, all sorts of things. When we ask a question, give me guidance, usually something will pop up straight away. Okay, sorry, we're nearly up, guys, but I'll just quickly cover Florin's one. Nose blocked, every joint, even my thumbs ache, both eyes flashing like fluoros. I think the problem is fluoro, or fluoride is the main problem here. The nose blocked, the joints blocked. If you're drinking tap water, guys, the fluoride's going to block up the glands, the pineal gland. It's going to calcify, and it's not going to be able to pump to release. And the hypothalamus, the thalamus, all of that, the fluoride builds up and causes calcification. That's why they say it's good for the teeth, because it calcifies the teeth, but it's not. It doesn't actually work for that. That's what it's supposed to do. So get out of the drinking tap water, and also if you can get the bottled water or that, try and get something that's alkaline. That's like 0.8 on the alkaline, so the body will absorb it and flush it out faster. But yeah, the fluoros and the flashing lights, there's all indications that you've got a lot of calcification around different glands, the pineal, pituitary, the hypothalamus. So you need a real good detox and flush. And And also you can use, there's a product called EDTA, which is helps to flush all the heavy metals and that out of the body. It's just like a vitamin type thing, EDTA. You can use that and take that for about a week or so, and that'll get rid of a lot of the heavy metals. And make sure you're just drinking the plain water and that. So, and your nose is blocked because you're not having symbolically the nose is blocked because you're not enjoying yourself. And so if you start exploring this and working out how to get yourself healthier and better, that will also, start enjoying trying to work out these problems instead of seeing them as problems, see them as opportunities to grow and expand. And that's part of the reason the nose is blocked. Okay. All right, guys. So we're up now. So yeah, we're doing readings by donation. The link should be at the top of the comments there. Yes, there's the link there for our BQuest page. So yes, any other comments, and if you want a reading by donation, just message us on the BQuest page. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Thank you for and thank you for your patience at the beginning, trying to get through this comments thing. And we'll be back next week. Both Johns will be back next week. And thank you and God bless.